Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to AIRIS. I just took off my jacket. Anyways, let's just jump into it. Fuck. This one.
Ilya, will you please talk to me and tell me what's wrong?
No. I raised my head to glance at Teddy, pausing in my task to polish my sword and reaching out to pet her head briefly. I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
You're not fine. You've been moping around the house for 2 weeks. Oh shit. You've been moping around the house for 2 weeks, Ilya. What happened with Kylan? What did he do to you? I'll kill him, I swear. I swear on my bare paws.
Anger, sorrow, confusion. The feelings rushed through me at the mention of Kylan's name, but I quickly pushed them away. I don't want to feel feelings anymore. You know, in any situation, it's better to accept your emotions than push them away, because that only makes it worse. Especially knowing when you can't do anything about the situation. Like, anything you do is not going to do anything to fix it. So you might as well just accept the feelings and the emotions that come with it instead of pushing them away, because that just makes it worse. And also, I mean, I'm not saying that those, it's not like accepting the situation like, oh, it's okay, this bad thing is okay. It's just more or less like, it's bad, but there's nothing I can do, and the more I fret over it, the more stressed I become. So I'm just gonna accept the feelings of just, yep. Clearly, I've learned a lot from my therapist. I know what I'm talking about. I quickly returned my focus to the sword in my hand, my rubbing with the cloth becoming more vigorous. She rubs this lotion on the skin or else she gets the hose again. Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Then what is it?
I'm fine. I'm polishing my sword, aren't I? It's not like I'm doing nothing but lie in bed all day.
Yeah. Oh,
I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Please don't sneeze. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck! I'm dead inside. That sneeze killed me. My heart is not beating anymore. I am dead. Ouch.
Yes, but you aren't acting like yourself, Ilya. I can't explain it, but you just feel off. Distant. Withdrawn. Cynical.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm conversing with you just fine, aren't I? Teddy lets out a frustrated growl, tugging at the sword in my hand.
Would you look me in the eyes and tell me that there is...
Teddy's voice trails off with the loud commotion outside the house. The sound of the trampling of a herd of horses and angry, loud chanting.
What's going on?
Teddy shoots me one last glare before scrambling towards the open window, poking her head outside to look around. A moment later, Teddy lets out a loud gasp and turns to me with wide eyes. I guess those are her wide eyes? I don't know, I can't tell anymore. Okay.
Ilya?
Dead? Yes? What?
Ilya.
What? What?
The creatures are gathering around outside the town border again. The vassals are all rushing to go defend.
Oh, I hope they succeed. Teddy narrows her eyes at my uninterested response, and she grabs my sword, pulling it out of my grasp with surprising strength. Well, she's a fucking bear! She's a fucking bear! She's a fucking bear! Of course she's gonna have surprising strength. She's a fucking bear! I mean, yeah, she's a bear cub, but she is a bear! I don't know if you guys are getting this, but Teddy's a bear. She's a fucking bear. Why am I so mad about this? Jesus Christ, I'm ridiculous. She wobbles under the weight of the sword, barely managing to lift it above her head. Teddy, what are you doing? Give it back! What, am I cutting myself with that sword or something? Is that why I don't want her to look at it? Oh my god, what if that actually happened? That'd be horrible. Alia's suicidal, folks! She's a self-harmer. She's relatable. God, why am I making these jokes? I'm an awful person. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that. I've been there. I've done that. And frankly, I don't want to do it anymore. I got over it. I don't want to cut myself anymore. And I used to. And I just don't want to do it. I haven't done it in 3 years now. I used to do it all the time as a freshman, but now, a senior, I don't think I've never thought about doing it ever again. I mean, sure, I've thought about it, because I have suicidal thoughts still, but I don't act on them, because I'm like, I want better for myself. So, I like how I'm just telling you all these details about my life. That's so wonderful. But hey, I mean, I can talk about this. Is my channel anyways. But anyway, whatever. Let's continue with this. I leap to my feet, reaching for my sword in worry, but she dances away, dodging my grab.
Only if you go help defend the town.
There's no point, Teddy. I'm useless. I wouldn't be able to help.
Why would you say that, Alia? You are one of the top warriors in the guild.
I give a small shrug, unable to explain to her that her human companion is a pathetic excuse of a warrior whose glorious feats were not her own work, who wrongly trusted a traitor of the country she has sworn to protect and even developed feelings for. I cut off my mental tirade abruptly. No, I'm not going there. Why not? We all know it. We all know it! We all know it, Alia! It's okay. Teddy narrows her eyes at me, letting out a low growl.
Do you not understand what's going on, Alia? The creatures will attack town, and if they break through the line of defense, the villagers are going to get killed. You need to go help them defend the city. Now.
Slowly, Teddy's words begin to sink in, cutting through the chaotic storm in my mind. Another attack. Probably more injuries and casualties to follow. All thanks to Kylan's selfish crimes. He needs to pay, and someone needs to protect the town. With a sigh, I give my head a hard shake to clear some of my thoughts from my mind and give Teddy an apologetic smile. Yes, of course. You're right. We should hurry, Teddy. Teddy tries to hide her relief as she hands me back my sword, a happy smile spreading across her face.
Yes, let's go protect the town, Alia.
That weird transition where her eyes went to white. That looks so weird. Just saying. Once again, I find myself back in the middle of the same battlefield, the sound of dying cries and the smell of blood all around me in the air. Exhausted from a week of sleepless nights, I'm a shadow of my former self, my movements slow and sluggish. It's only thanks to Teddy's protection that I managed to avoid more injuries than I've already sustained. Shaking my head, I tried to clear my chaotic mind to focus on the battle in front of me. Using the anger running through my veins as my fuel, I sliced through a boar with more force than necessary, panting for breath.
Alia, are you alright? Do you need to fall back and rest for a bit?
I'm fine. I grit my teeth as the hawk's talons dig into my back, letting out a slow hiss of pain. I manage to disentangle myself, but I can feel the blood streaming down my back, staining my armor a dark red.
Alia, you are not fine. Fall back and let a healer take care of the wounds first.
I don't need healing. I'm fine. Ignoring Teddy's cries, I dive further into the fray, striking down a beast that's about to deal the final blow to a fallen warrior. You alright? I'm fine. Thank you for saving my life. I offer him a hand, intending to help him up, but I find myself suddenly thrown into the air, caught completely off guard by the attack of a bull. I land on the ground with a hard impact, pain shooting through every nerve. I try to scramble to my feet, but the agony in my ankle forces me back to the ground. Damn it! I must have broken it or something. Alia, look out! Ah, it's Kylan! Hey, everybody! The main guy showed up! What else was I expecting? Why am I clapping like a retard? I don't know. Kylan, what's he doing here? Well, we're romancing him, that's why, Alia. We're going down his route. He's gonna be in it. Duh! You don't just go for one character and they not be in the fucking story. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm just saying. Kylan, what's he doing here? Hasn't he done enough to cause trouble for AIRIS? Kylan's voice makes my head instinctively whip around in his direction, just in time to see the horror etched into his features. Oh, yes. I turn back around in front of me, but it's too late. I don't even have the time to scream as the bull closes in on me, preparing to finish me off. Oh well, time to accept another death. I'm not surprised. It appears that death is a common occurrence for me when I'm not borrowing someone else's strength. Oh, well, I guess I'll just die then. What the fuck was that laugh? I close my eyes, bracing myself for the blow, but it never comes. Instead, I hear a grunt of pain from Kylan. Of course! I knew he was gonna do that! Of course! Instead, I hear a grunt of pain from Kylan, and when I open my eyes, I see him standing a few feet away, weaponless and panting, the dagger in his hand nowhere to be found. The enraged bore of a bull draws my attention to the blade sticking out of its side and the blood running down its coat. Kylan, did he? Yes! Yeah, no, it was the magical ghost of the forest that did that. It just fucking stole Kylan's sword or knife or whatever the fuck and stabbed the bull for you. You're welcome. Mother Nature loves you. She has a nice keen eye on you. The bull has switched its target to Kylan. Its eyes locked on him as it snorts and paws at the ground. How can it paw at the ground? It doesn't have paws. It's a bull. It has hooves. Without his weapon, Kylan is basically a sitting duck, waiting to be slaughtered. For all his nimble movements, he has no chance against a bull without anything to defend himself with. He was never a vassal, was he? If he dies now... No, he can't die. Acute fear rushes through me. Ooh, nice word. And I try to struggle to my feet again, but my leg gives way beneath me. Kylan, catch! Without thinking, I toss my sword at him, my beloved sword that never leaves my side. He stumbles backwards, barely managing to avoid getting knocked out by the flying sword before grabbing a hold of it.
Alia, where are you?
Hearing Teddy's growls above the din, I desperately shout back at her while trying to drag myself into the cover of some bushes nearby. Teddy, over here! A moment later, a brown bear... No, really. I wonder who that brown bear is. A brown bear darts into view, followed by a blonde mage in a cape. Who is the blonde mage then? That can't be Lyle, can it? No, they're just fucking clones. And they pause in relief at the sight of me.
There you are. Are you okay? I'm so glad you're safe. Alia, I found Lyle. Let them heal your injuries.
Nile rushes forward, holding out their hand over my leg, but I push them aside, pointing in that direction where Kylan went. No, go after Kylan. Kylan, he's fighting a massive bull alone. Help him, please. Alia, worry about yourself first. You're covered in wounds. And where's your sword? Fuck. Oh, I didn't let him finish. I hate this game! It always lets us skip when, like, we haven't seen the text yet. Even, like, when it's... Oh my god, is there options? Can I fix this? I'm gonna change up the text speed. Okay, let's see if that works. No! Go help Kylan! He can't win the fight alone. He's already injured. That's much better. That's much better. Why do you care about him? Why is the traitor even here? Why do I care if Kylan lives or not? I don't want him to die. It's our job to protect people in need. Right now, that's Kylan. He saved my life. I can't sit by and let him die. We're supposed to say it's our job to protect people in need. Right now, that's Kylan. Yep, that's what we're supposed to do. Yep, this is what we're supposed to do. Right. Yep. Okay. I don't care how much you hate him. He's here to help defend the town from the creatures. We can't just let him die when we can help. It's his fault that the creatures are even attacking us. He deserves it. Frustrated and trying to restrain my panic, I grabbed Lyle's hand, pleading with them. He saved my life. The bull was going to kill me, but he attacked it to grab its attention. Please, it's not right to let him die after he just saved my life. Lyle gives me a look full of frustration before grabbing a potion and stuffing it in my hands. Fine, I'll go with Teddy. Drink this, it'll help with healing. I'll be back after I make sure he isn't dead. I gulped down the potion obediently, watching in anxiety as Lyle and Teddy disappear into the messy battle. A minute passes, then two. I continue sitting here in the brush, feeling vulnerable and naked without my sword by my side. Haha. The pain in my ankle and on my back slowly begins to fade, and right when I'm about to charge fearlessly into the battle to look for all three of them, Lyle reappears with Teddy by their side. Lyle! Teddy! You're safe! Where's Kylan? Is he okay? Lyle tosses something at me, which I catch reflexively before walking away without a word. It takes me a moment to realize it's my sword, covered in fresh blood. My heart drops to my stomach and I gasp for breath, disbelief and sorrow coursing through me and bringing tears to my eyes. Teddy? Is he dead? Teddy pauses in front of me, gauging my expression before giving a small shake of her head.
No, he's fine. We arrived in time to take down the bull, and Lyle healed his injuries. I told Lyle to get him to come back with us, but Kylan refused. He just told us to give you back your sword and to pass down his apology before leaving.
The rush of relief causes my limbs to weaken, and I lean back against the tree with a sigh, closing my eyes and sucking in a ragged breath.
You do still care about him, don't you? Shut the fuck up, Teddy!
Suddenly aware of Teddy's intelligent, knowing expression, I smooth my face into a blank mask. No, of course not. I haven't forgiven him, nor will I ever forgive him. I just didn't want him to die because he tried to save my life.
If you say so.
Teddy pushes a small bottle into my hand.
Drink this. Lyle said that should take care of all your injuries, and you should be in good enough shape to battle again when you're ready.
My hand closing tightly over the bottle, I can't help but feel apologetic towards Lyle. I know how Lau feels about Kylan, but they still saved his life because I requested it. Despite Lau's faults and secrets, they have always been a good friend to me. I need to make it up to them soon.
Drink it, Alia.
Drink the Kool-Aid! At Teddy's urging, I pour the liquid contents of the bottle down my throat. Thank you for describing how you drink things. You could have just said, I drank the potion, making a small face at the bitter taste. Then I pushed myself up to my feet, leaning against the tree to test my ankle before putting my full weight on it. All better. Alright, time to go. Ironically, everything that has happened has only made my mind sharper, and when I rejoin the battle, my motions are fluid and precise, a lethal dance that strikes down one enemy after another. Oh, I like how the music just fucking cut off right there. No, not even a fade. Before long, the creatures have once again been driven away from the town border. Why did I say for that? Amidst the exhausted cheers and celebration, the healers scramble to work, passing out potions and casting spells on the injured. And there's the music again. Most of my earlier injuries have been healed by Lau's potion already, and a quick potion takes care of my remaining wounds. Next to me, Teddy is being tended to by a healer, who seems fascinated by my animal companion and keeps stroking her fur while cooing. I can't help but grin at the way Teddy is secretly basking in the attention despite her hostile facade.
Ted?
Oh, shock. Why did I say it like that? God damn it, I'm a retard. Teddy, are you done? We should head home. Teddy opens one eye lazily to peer up at me. Yeah, both eyes are open! Don't lie to me like that.
You don't need to check on a certain person before going.
I don't care if he dies or not.
Funny how you knew instantly who I was talking about. What if I was referring to Lyle?
I roll my eyes at her slight grin, getting to my feet with a small groan of exhaustion. Whatever. I'm going to head home without you.
You can leave first and I won't follow you. You can leave first, and I won't follow you so that you can go look for Kylan without being embarrassed about it.
Not even bothering to reply to her, I give her a casual wave and turn around to head home. As I pass by the hastily set up camp where most of the injured have flocked to, my footsteps slow. I can't resist peeking, trying, but failing to catch a glimpse of Kylan. Damn it! Teddy's right. I might be a little worried, even though I shouldn't be. Should I go check on Kylan to see how he is? Why do we even care if he's fine? Go home, go to where the injured are. I'm supposed to go home. That makes me sad, but okay. What I need right now is... Okay, go home. No. He may have saved my life, but I asked Teddy and Lyle to save his in return. I owe him nothing, while he owes me and my country too much to count. I should keep my distance. Oh. Allowing myself one more glance at the tents, I turn and walk away, forcing all thoughts of a certain dark-haired, intelligent inventor out of my head.
Ilya, what are you doing? Why are we following him?
I immediately shush her, placing one finger on my lips before replying in a whisper. Don't ask.
Why not? I think I have a right to know if you're dragging me along for this.
I didn't drag you along. You insisted on following me this morning.
Well, I didn't think you had changed your occupation to being a creepy stalker.
For following Kylan. Why? I roll my eyes at her, opening my mouth to retort, but I hurriedly duck into a bush instead and pull Teddy in with me when Kylan suddenly pauses in his tracks.
Ouch! Can you be gentler? That branch almost took out my eye.
Peeking in between the leaves, I ignore Teddy's complaints, focusing on the man ahead of On the man ahead, on the small path. I watch as he draws his dagger, right as the snake leaps from the cover of the tall grass at him. In one swift movement, Kylan pierces the snake with the blade and pins it to the ground, holding down the thrashing head of the snake to prevent it from biting him. Instead of finishing it off and moving on, Kylan plucks out a small silver device from his satchel and says something too quiet for me to pick up on from this distance. That device. Haven't I also seen it before? Wasn't it the one he showed me in the guild hall when he was trying to mend it? Before I can try to properly recall what he said about the device, Kylan leans down, keeping the device hovering above the snake for a few seconds before a loud sound emits from it. I frown, the familiar scene triggering another memory that skirts at the edge of my mind. Haven't I seen him do this before? Yeah?
What is he doing? Is he a sadist torturing the creatures?
I don't know, Teddy. Moving slightly away, Kylan pulls out a quill and a small leather journal from his pocket, which I instantly recognize as the research journal he showed me before, and begins to scribble in it furiously. Realization slowly dawns on me. So that's what he was doing when I ran into him in the forest with Lyle a week after the first battle. He was investigating into the reason for the creatures attacking town without his command and conducting experiments on the creatures with this strange equipment. My mind flashes back to Kylan's confused and panicked expression as he searched through his scrolls and books when the messenger first brought the warning about the creatures gathering to make an attack on town. I guess he really wasn't lying after all. He really has been working on a cure since the first attack.
He's leaving. Should we follow him still?
Jerking out of my thoughts, I stare blankly after Kylan's back, unconsciously noticing the way his shoulders are slumped, his back hunched in disappointment and exhaustion. Damn it, I'm going to regret this. Stumbling out of the bush, I call out Kylan's name. His head whips around, shock written all over his face, and he seems frozen in place in surprise.
Alia, I don't think you stalk people by alerting them to your presence.
I'm not stalking him, Teddy.
Could have fooled me.
Teddy, will you leave us alone to talk for a moment?
Alone, huh?
Ignoring my warning glare, Teddy gives a sly wink before scampering off, her small figure disappearing between the trees.
I'll see you back at home. Don't be back too late, Missy.
Kylan takes a cautious step forward with an expression of taut hope. Alia, what are you doing here? I briefly contemplate turning around and running away in regret, but the more reckless and desperate side of me wins out. With a sigh, I cross my arms in front of my chest and sharpen my gaze into a glare. You are trying to find a cure to the plague, yes? Kylan gives a small jerk of his head, confusion in his eyes. Have you made any progress so far? No, not really. I've been trying very hard, I swear, but there's a limit to how much I can do because I don't have access to the technology I had back at home when the original virus was created. And AIRIS works in such different ways because of the magic essence everywhere, and I'm sorry. I won't give up, I promise. I'll set things right. You can't set things right. You can't revive all those who have died in the initial waves of attacks from the creatures that resulted in the king agreeing to your offer and establishing the guild. Kylan winces at my cold tone, avoiding my eyes. I know. I'm trying to redeem myself as best as I can. I know it's not enough. You have a tough road ahead of you if you plan on finding a cure to the plague yourself. I'll help you, but don't get the wrong idea, Buck. But don't get the wrong idea. This does not mean that I've forgiven you. Not at all. Carlin's head snaps up, his eyes as wide as saucers. Wait. You will help me? Why? Why would I want to help Kylan? Honestly, I don't know myself. Perhaps I want to keep an eye on him to make sure he's not making matters worse. This is for the people of AIRIS, not for Kylan. I want to help him redeem himself even slightly. What do I want to say? Fuck, I have to say this. Man, I feel like a bitch.
This is for the people of AIRIS, not for Kylan.
I don't really care about what he does, but right now, what he's setting out to do is exactly what I'm seeking for. To remove the threat that is the corrupted creatures once and for all. As long as he's genuine about his intentions, that alone makes him my half ally for the time being. My half ally! I got a hair somewhere in my mouth. Oof. Gross. My hand itches. I'm dying, guys! Yay! It's my duty as a vassal of AIRIS. If it means pairing up with one of the country's greatest traitors so I can rid my people of a greater threat, so be it. Jeez, we're such a meanie.
We're such a meanie, guys.
Kylan blinks rapidly, his lips parting, but not a sound comes out of his mouth. He's probably just like, ah! In his head, he's like, ah! Screaming. It takes him a minute to recover from his shock. I didn't expect this. I thought you would never... Like I said, I'm not forgiving you. I'm only helping you because your interests align with mine right now. To protect AIRIS. Don't read too much into this. Jeez. We're such a stick in the mud. Gosh. Gosh. Gosh, guys. Ugh. Oh, God. I hate my hand. It's all getting all sweaty and itchy and bleh. I'm sorry I'm complaining about my hand, but it's grossing me out and itching me. Kylan nods and a slow smile spreading... Kylan nods, a slow smile spreading across his face, undeterred by my curt answer. Yes, I understand. I appreciate the offer very much, but... How do you plan on helping me? At that, I pause. I did not think about that. I'm sure an extra pair of hands will be of help to you. Besides, I'm a native Aryan. I know things about AIRIS and the way things work here more than you do. Are you really thinking of turning me down because you think I'd be useless and only slowing you down? Kylan hurries to reply, but he can't quite meet my eyes when he lies. When he lies! Okay. No, of course not. I would be very grateful for your help. No, I really, truly am very happy that you would be willing to help me. I know it means nothing more than part of your duty to AIRIS to you, but thank you for trusting me once more. Unwillingly, I softened slightly at his clearly sincere gratitude, and some of the venom has faded from my voice. I still don't trust you, but you better not let me down this time. If I find out you're lying to me about anything else or keeping anything from me again, I will slit your throat in your sleep. Jeez, goddamn, Alia! Fuck! You need to tone it down a bit, Jesus Christ! You fucking guy lying to you and you're just like, I'm gonna slit your throat in your sleep? Jeez, girl, you need to calm your tits. You need to calm your tits. And all that kind of junk. Kylan lets out a slow chuckle, taking my dress, what people do, what big YouTubers do when they see death threats. They're just like, that's very funny. Kylan lets out a low chuckle, taking my death threat in stride. I understand. I promise. I've already told you you ever... Kylan suddenly freezes, his eyes widening as panic crosses his face. My guard immediately slams back up and I eye him with suspicion. What? Oh no. I haven't told you about that yet. About what? Tell me. Right now. Right now. Sit down, boy! You better tell me a story! Kylan flinches, his expression full of fear and shame. Perhaps we can head to my house first. It would make things easier to understand if I can show you my brother's letter. Your brother's... what? Your brother's here? I thought you said he's back on Earth. He is. He's a player. He left me a written letter at my house because that's the only way he can pass me a message without... You'll understand soon. I can't keep the suspicion and wariness off my face, and Kylan gives me a nervous smile that fails to reassure me. Oh no. Who... Does his brother possess us? Or does his brother possess him? What? Okay, we'll just find out, I guess. No tricks, I promise. A letter is all I want to show you, I swear. Against my better judgment, I find myself giving a slight nod, choosing to give him this one last chance. Fine. You better be completely honest with me. Lead the way. Sorry, that was a really long walk. My house is right up ahead. There, you can see it. I continue to stay silent, still too wary about what else Kylan is about to reveal to me, to reply to him as though we are friends. The letter should be somewhere on my desk in my lab. Do you want to come with me to get it, or will you just wait outside the house? Kylan's voice trails off as we step out of the forest, the house coming into our full view, along with the rows of royal guards lining outside his house. What in the name of... Immediately the archers in the back of the formation raise their bows, aiming at us. My hand flies to the handle of my sword, taking a few steps backwards. What's going on? Kylan? I don't know. They were definitely not there when I left my house this morning. A man steps forward, whom I recognize as General Alaric, leader of the Royal Army, and he begins speaking, his voice projecting to where we are standing. Kylan Remington. Oh, Remington. That's his last name. Interesting. Kylan Remington. You are suspected to be spying for another king and initiating war against us by infecting the non-human races with a plague that makes them senseless and aggressive. You are now under arrest for treason. As the general speaks, my heart begins to sink, slowly understanding exactly what's going on. Lyle. Lyle did it. I fucking knew it! I knew I was gonna say Lyle! I knew I was gonna say Lyle! Oh! Ooh, I am on my A game right now. Ooh! Ooh, ooh! I'm gonna do a little dance and clap my hands because I am right once again. I'm fucking dead inside. Lyle, they must have reported Kylan to the Royal Army after I told them what Kylan admitted to me. My suspicions are confirmed when the general continues. We have had our eye on you for a very long time, but we were unable to make an arrest because of lack of evidence. Now, thanks to Warrior Alia, we can finally put you away like you deserve. Kylan jerks slightly, his questioning gaze darting to mine, confused and oddly horrified. I avoid his eyes, unable to admit what I've done. Why do I feel so ashamed of myself, as though I betrayed his trust? Kylan does deserve to be in prison, and if anything, I should have reported him myself, but it's fine. I don't blame you. Kylan Remington, you are completely surrounded. There's no escape. Come out now with your arms above your head, or we will shoot. Kylan closes his eyes, a look of resignation crossing his face. I watch as he takes a step forward, then another, and I step out of the shade of the trees and move in front of him, facing the general. The general squints in my direction before recognition dawns on his face.
Is that warrior Alia? Why are you with the traitor?
I had some business with him, General Lyric. General Lyric, do you have a written order signed by His Majesty as required to make an arrest of this kind?
Of course I do. Surely you aren't trying to prevent his arrest, are you?
Kylan grabs my arm, probably trying to caution me from speaking any further. No, don't try to help me. It's not worth it. You'll only get in trouble yourself. I take a deep breath and hesitate. Should I risk myself to try and help Kylan? What can I even do to help him? But surely I can't just sit by and watch him get thrown into the dungeons. Stay silent and step aside. Try to persuade the general that there's been a mistake. I'm supposed to say, stay silent and step aside. That makes me sad. That makes me really sad. And sweaty. I'm very sweaty. It's so hot! Why is it so hot? Well, maybe I'm just because I'm wearing fucking jeans, but still. Why is it so hot in my room? It's so hot in here. I don't like it. I don't like my hot room. It's so hot. I'm all sweaty. It's gross. I don't like it. Good thing I'm not using fucking webcam right now. Don't look at me. I'm a sweaty monster. What am I thinking? It's not going to help if I get thrown into the dungeons with him. Yeah, we're gonna have to break him out. Bowing my head, I swallow the words burning on the tip of my tongue and step aside. No, of course not.
I thought so. We will rely on your evidence in the trial, Alia. Don't let us down.
I swallow hard at the thinly veiled threat, and I can only watch helplessly as Kylan makes his way out of the forest and into the open field, both hands above his head in surrender. Even though I thought I wanted Kylan punished for what he has done, I'm suddenly hit by a wave of regret. No, he can't get executed. He can't get executed or imprisoned before he finds a cure to the plague. And he has yet to tell me the last thing he had been keeping from me as well. The general fastens chains around Kylan's hands and takes his bag from him, tossing it to one of his subordinates.
Don't even think about trying anything funny. We will hunt you down if it's the last thing we do. Alia, if you don't mind, would you come with us to the royal palace? I'm sure His Majesty would love to see you and hear what you have to say.
It doesn't take a fool to understand that it's not a request but an order. Slowly, almost as though I'm still in a daze, I step forward, letting two soldiers grip my arms tightly so I can't escape. With both of us in tow, the general begins his way back to the palace, where our fate will be determined. At least we're going together. That's nice. We're in prison. That's wonderful. Wonderful. I love being in prison. It's so nice. It's such a nice thing. It's such a nice thing. Such a nice thing. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode of AIRIS. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell. Why do I roll my R's? And remember, die safely. Bye-bye!